Well, hello to everyone and welcome back to my page. I am the Seattle Black Veteran. Yeah, I know I caught you late at night on a Sunday. It's okay. I'm just going to keep you for a few minutes here. We're going to follow up with this at a probably tomorrow. Um, yeah, maybe tomorrow. I have a lot of things I have to do tomorrow. So let me see 1 second here. Let me get out this volume here. I have a lot of things to do tomorrow. I am going to go over to Seattle, Bremerton, Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. And I got to bring my DD-214 so we can complete the ID card process. Hello, Luscious Journey. How are you, my beautiful friend? I so much appreciate seeing you. It's always good to see you, lady. I hope you're a family and you are doing wonderful. Let me see here. Um, yeah, I'm supposed to do this. I think I'm supposed to do this here. Let's see. I can do this. I think I'm still learning. Luscious. So so okay, now I just sort of learn how to do that. All right, so look at here. Today we're supposed to be talking about. I was over at the VA hospital. I'm doing great, my sister. I hope you're doing wonderful as well. Always good to see you. And thank you for your love and your support. I always appreciate you very much. Um, Very good to see you. Thank you. Okay, so I know I'm catching everybody late on this. Thank you. Oh, you got to tell me how I can give you that wrench, sweetheart. I don't know how to do that at all, but we'll work on that. Okay, let me get with this here. But let's talk about. I was at the VA for actually vision care, and I got to talking with another lady who was there, and we were talking about ETS. And I had to tell you, if you have an ETS, look at some of the young content creators out there, and we'll talk about ETS, expiration term of service with the military. So the thing I want you to be very cognizant about is what are your benefits when you leave the military? I want you to mentally start preparing because you don't want to wait until you get out and then all that stuff bum rushes you. So I say this: if you are in the military and you plan on getting out before your retirement time comes, um, start investing at least a year in advance before you get out of what you want to do. What are you going to be doing when you get out? Hopefully, and I did another video earlier, it's about you lining up your before you go into the service, know what you want to do or know what you're applying for when you go into service. See, is that a job that you want to be doing when you get out of the service? Because if it is, you're already getting that pre-service training of what you should do and all the stuff that you need to be aware of. And especially if you're applying for law enforcement, you're going to need at least a year in advance to apply for that because the process for that is at least last I checked, the minimum it's going to be a year that that you will have to go through this in order to understand. In order for you to get hired, pardon me, because there's a agility test, there's a written test, there's a polygraph test. With all law enforcement, you're going to do a polygraph. So ready for that? Okay, but I kind of digress a little bit. So let me see here. I'm going to pull up my chart here, and uh, I want you to kind of understand what it is that, good Lord, I got so many screens going here. I do apologize. What it is that you need to prepare yourself for, and what do you need to be looking out for as you are. Oh, here this screen is. I apologize. What you need to be looking for when you decide that you want to ETS. Uh, I would say expired service terms of service. So some of the lists that I wrote up here, and I'll see if I can try to remember these as I'm talking to you. My eyes are really getting terrible. I apologize. Even I went to get my new glasses. All right. So let's see. We're talking, and we're going to be kind of narrowing it down to Pacific groups, and it's going to be some topics that I will touch that I'm not going to really dive in that much on this particular video because some of these things. Hey, Peter, good to see you, sir. Thank you. Salute to you. Thank you for dropping in here. You and my beautiful, luscious journey. I appreciate you both, and welcome to the channel. If you have any questions, by all means, please uh, give them to me, and I put the yard stream up there. So I'm learning this. I'm struggle streaming, but anyway. So what you need to understand before you get out of the military, and is actually don't do like I did. I'm gonna give you all my mistakes, and I'm gonna show you some right ways to do it. I mean, so some people are just so happy to get out of the military. You're like, God bless you, get out of here. If you're not trying to retire, and you're under, I know some people stayed in 10 years and decided to end their term. They wanted to do other things. They pursued a better life in the civilian world. Okay, so when you get out, the things you're gonna have to understand is all the discipline stuff that you really kind of motivated you to get up and get out and do your what we call PT in the morning and do your job. All that's not going to be there. Some of your medical benefits will not be there, depending on what your disabilities are, and your ETS. We'll talk about that. But I want you to think about that. Um, some of your comrades at arms, cats you've been around with, you can bounce these questions off. They're not going to be there. So start thinking about that. Some can be there if you set that up prior to your ETS. Okay, so those things you have to look at, like we say, medical. Some of the medicals you're not going to be able to get. Like I said, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about mental health and just VA health care. Period. Whereas pills, seeing your primary care doctor, and all that, it'll be a different thing. You're going to have to be your self motivator now. All right. When you get there, most of your privileges will still be intact for a few. I think it was 100 and something days, but um, you will be your privileges will be cut off from that. A lot of things that you have, and we're talking about going from military to civilian world. Yikes, that is a big change. Um, Anybody who served in the military knows we sometimes don't understand how civilians operate out here. It's just amazing, really. But some bigger money can be made outside of the military, whether you're in or not. So we're going to be focusing on those people who have a dishonorable discharge. No, excuse me. I apologize. Let's back that train up. People who have a honorable discharge. We're going to be focusing on we'll talk a little bit about disabilities in here. I am a disabled vet, 100% disabled vet. So, um, and like I did a video how my road was trucked to get there. So it's different roads. Okay, so we'll talk about that. I'll give you a little update on the dental, and I got some. Hopefully now I'm kind of moving up in the world. I think I'm gonna show you some slides here or something here. Um, let's see. We're going to talk about discharge. This is on the VA. So we're going to go and tap into a little bit of the VA website. We're not going to go all the way in. Okay, so we'll talk about this. Let's do this. Let's say it's a year you have left in the military. Let's start thinking about that. Do you have a family? If it's just you, okay, we'll talk about that singular. If you have a family, you, a wife, and some kids, and then we'll talk about that. Let's address those things here. So if you're getting out and you're single by yourself, and this is going to apply to people who are married as well, you're going to have the GI Bill intact for you. What you want to start doing, I would suggest, is a year prior to that, when you get chance, slide over to your educational. You got in each branch you have an educational branch or a branch that will help you prepare for start getting out, exiting the military. I'm only talking from an Army points of view. It may apply to Air Force, Marines, and Navy as well. Certain parts of it, but I'm a Army vet, so I'm really talking from an Army perspective. So please forgive me, but I think most of these will cover everybody, because when I'm talking about think about it a year in advance. That's everybody. Think about a year in advance. Think about this: the military will move you one final time, you and your family. From what I understand, they will not move your vehicle. You will have to be responsible for getting your vehicle to where you want to, whether shipping it or driving it. That would be your responsibility. So think about that. Think about housing. Have you set up for your housing? Where are you going to live? When I got out, I went and stayed with my parents for a couple of months until I got off my backside and started. I didn't plan. So I'm telling you everything that I didn't do. So I'm telling you. Okay, so plan. And the thing is, when you plan for that, do I need a background? Okay, no, we're good. Thank you, Peter and Alexis, for being here. I really appreciate you again. So I didn't plan. So I want you to plan. If you have a family, think about where you're going to live. How much is that going to cost you? Because most places want to have you see a down payment to get in there, which is kind of cool that you get at least a free move because that's a lot of money, paying the down payment or whatever. Yeah, you can work with that. Also, I understand that a lot of branches now have exiting personnel in place to help you transfer from military to civilian. So look into that because it's going to cover a lot. And what you want to do is get attached to the va.gov, and you're going to go. I think it's let me see. I'm gonna get this page up here. And we're gonna. It's a DS logon. I think it is LS a DS logon. That's what it is. So let's back you up. Okay, so let me show you this screen here real quick, and maybe we can party with this together. Okay, so this is actually the VA's page. It's not inside of the page. This is the outside of the page you get on the website, va.gov. Okay, so when you want to go and log in, you're going to run into this page here, which is, let me see if I can get this page to work for me here. And it's coming to a DS login page. Is what I log into a lot. And if you do not have a DS login page, it will ask you to create an account down here. So, and once you go in, we're just going to go just to the surface of this. We're not going to go too deep into this because this will go into your personal. So, building a password, creating an account. Let's do a click in there again. So when you create an account, it's going to ask you, English, what language you're from. It's gonna, and once you do that, it's gonna submit, and you'll keep going where it's gonna log you into account. Now, this is important that you really get to this page or you get to this information here. And the reason why I say that is because that's going to hold a lot of your medical information. And understand this, when you ETS, you are entitled to have a copy of your medical records, and you want to have those with you. Any injuries that you have, you're going to have an exiting medical exam. So when having that medical exam, you want to mention all your exiting or your while you were active duty on any kind of injuries that you have. Okay, when you enter that, and you need, and it's very important. Listen to what I say. I'm sorry, I'm still working with this goofy page here. It's very important that you document everything. Everything. You may feel healthy when you're in right now, but up the road years later, and they even have this clause. Let me see. I'm trying to dig this up here. Um, to where is your, even if you're out for like it's 180 days after you're out, uh, you can still file claims if you have injuries that are affecting you that you received while you were in the military. Okay. Good Lord, this page does not want to work right with me, so I'm going to have to move it over and do something. So please forgive me if my eyes are wandering all over the place for you. I just want to make sure you have the most pertinent information that you need to know, and I say it's documentation. So you should be given your DD-214. What is your exiting? Good Lord, this thing don't want to act right for me. What is your exiting? Oh, here we go. What is going to be your exiting papers? And that's an important piece of paper. Put it in a nice place, scan it on your phone, scan it into your external hard drive on your computer, save that information, keep that DD-214, make copies of it, because I promise you, you will get asked for that sheet a lot about pertinent information. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm going over to see, to get my military, since I'm 100% disabled veteran, I'm going to see, I got to sing and read with you guys' questions. I apologize. Hey, this is James Tony. Hey, how are you doing, sir? Um, let's get him up here so we can get some questions on there. Is it mandatory now to do an access class course or leaving when leaving the military? I don't know if it's mandatory. I would kind of suggest that you'll get, if you're doing an exiting class, that you get that at the breast. I don't know if it's mandatory, but I would say take it and just to see as much as information that you can get from that class, um, because I will tell you, a lot of people are not aware, of what type of loans you can get when you get out of the military if you want to buy a home. And if you're interested in buying a home, I'd say start a year before. We're talking with some people who are going to work with you as a veteran. I'm not going to suggest to anybody as of now. I know some people are hitting me up left and right, but get on here and get some knowledge about what you're qualified for. And oh, matter of fact, my girl Lesha's journey. I'm gonna get her on here one of these days. She does real estate on the East Coast, and with her, I want her. And let me see here. I got Tony James. It's a manager. Here's Peter's question. What kind of basic service can easily get access to as a not as a new vet? What is it? Hard to get one. So as a new veteran, if you're in 180 days, good Lord, there's still a pretty good number of gambits that are open for you. With getting a job, you'll get assistance for that with getting a job. And I think what I really like is now is people in the, what we call now, it used to be unemployment, but now it's called work source here in Washington State. I don't know what it's called in your place there, but look for a veterans place that does employment services. Now, veterans that do employment services at the work source, if you wouldn't get with those guys prior to getting out of the military, they would start leading you into the right direction. But say if you just got out, I'd say go to the Veterans Work Source, call them because they will offer you a way lot more than their regular employment work source office, because you'll come out as a veteran and you'll get a preference. If you have the educations, the skill set, you will get preference over a lot of other people out there. So yeah, get on that. Let me see. I gotta make sure I'm getting you guys up here. Please forgive me. I'm trying to keep my eyes focused here at the same time. But okay, but yeah. So I would say this. Now let me pull up my get my chart here so I can make sure I'm giving you the right here. Okay, so let's talk about those who get out of the military with the honorable discharge, those who serve, those who separated, retired, or honorable discharge will receive the basic available to veterans. Now, when we say the basics available to veterans, that can vary because you can have a disability that can give you some of the basics depending on your percentage level when you so now we'll get into claims at another point in time, but yeah, so claims will get you into that. Let me see here. But that will also adjust, what your levels of claims can be. Now, like I say, when you come out, we'll talk about dental later. Okay, depends on the length of service. This includes retirement pay, GI Bill benefits, medical or dental coverage, and home loan assistance. Okay, so we say the GI Bill is something you should automatically have in your contract for most people when they go in. Okay, so look at that. Medical and dental coverage. Now, we talked about that a little. So medical is definitely going to be based on what your percentage level is of how much medical coverage you will receive. I always tell people, if you are at 10%, or even if or whatever, um, you can get, if you get 30% or more, you can get free medical medications. Okay. And you get to see your doctor for free too. So even if you have a good thriving job, but you're at 30%, you can still go to the VA hospital and get your dental and things from them from there. Okay. So be aware of that. Let me see. So then we talked about, we said dental coverage. Now, dental coverage is certain levels of coverage. Let me see here. And let's look on here, because what it's going to depend on is what they call is your class rate level. So let me move a screen over here so I can show you this, and hopefully we can get this on board here. Okay, we'll do this here. Okay, so on here, we're talking about your classroom. So we dental coverage, and this is on va.gov. So again, go to va.gov, get signed in there, do your all your stuff in here. This is going to cover a lot of stuff for you. So you can go to va.gov and dental care and benefit for some or for my dental care. And it will get into a list of these things. As you can see, it will all the questions that you probably would have. I want you to go to va.gov and I want you to click into these things here. Category 1, it will show you what, and I want you to look in and start looking at what, let me see here. Do I have this up here? Groups, priority groups, and what priority groups that a VA hospital looks for. Depending on your disability level, this will tell you pretty much what priority groups you're in. And again, we are here at va.gov, right? So get into that, log in. Once you log in, you can go to my vet. You can go and get your documents. This is where I come through for pretty much my go for all for a lot of things. It's not the only one. So I'm not going to go all into detail. I want to lead you to the waters, and so you're going to have to drink. All right. Um, I'm telling you where you can find this information. This information, I just finished talking to the dentist last week, earlier this week, past week, well, earlier this week, I'm sorry, well, going into a new week now. And I will be seeing them again in about another week for the dentist. Okay, so let me see here. I know everybody's hit me with questions. I'm sorry, I got to make sure I look at this. I was okay. Let me see. I got these guys in the back. Let me see here. Good Lord. All right, right on. This is good, pretty good. All right, so let me see. Hopefully, I'm getting everybody's answer. Thanks for answering. I need to sort of apply for disability benefits and percentages. Yeah, and so the thing is, if you're going to apply, and let me put Peter's question, to Peter's statement up here. If you're going to apply, make sure document take. If you're newly out of the military, and this is the thing, there are certain. Let me see if I can find that for you as well here. Um, you're gonna want, and here's a website is that I just showing you right now, and this goes over, and this is one of the guys I listen to on YouTube as well. So catch his chat here as well. Um, but you can go over what your disabilities are and what that means for you. Okay. Let me see. So we're back at the VI priority groups, and these priority groups are going to tell you what you're eligible for. Okay. You can see this priority group one. Then they got two. I think it's 8 categories here that they have. There's our priority groups. Yeah, we're talking 8 here. So get in here. My eyes are just terrible. I do apologize. And this one, I'm pretty much not reading some of this stuff because it's too small. And we're working on that with vision. We'll talk about that at a later time as well. Okay, but you'll see where you can get all this information and find out what priority groups you are at. And this will determine on your dental and your percentage, or well, whether your medications are free, and whether your any of your dental care. So at 100% PTIU, all mine is taken care of for the rest of my life, and I need it for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, I'm still looking for a day that that did not spend with pain. Pain is not good. Okay, stay mandatory. All right. Hopefully, I'm getting everybody here. I'm going rolling through here. I appreciate each and every one of you coming up here and supporting your guy here. I really do appreciate you, and do what you got to do. I just want to make sure I'm giving you quality content. Okay, so here we go. We went over to let me see here. Get back over here. We went over here to good Lord, am I out of here? Um, okay, so we're covering the veterans. We did the eyes. Let me get back onto my page. I'm sorry. I'm seeing each page all over. Okay, so these are the priority groups. I want you to be aware of the priority groups when you get there. Let me get back to my questions. We're going to go down all these here. And if you guys have any questions, please let me up. And if I don't know them, I'm going to tell you I don't know them. And I will try to get us to steer us where we can get them. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm just bringing you through what I am going through and what I have seen. So it's always, somebody can always talk about if they, they've seen military movies, but they don't know what it is to be in the military until they are in the military. I don't know what it is to be active duty anymore, because I've been out of active duty for years, and I run into active duty personnel, and we get to chop it up and have good content and good talk. So okay, let's move on here. Okay, let me see. There are numerous private organizations that offer their assistance for veterans with honorable discharges, and this is true. So I don't advocate what organization you go to. I will mention some like the DAB, the Veterans Foreign of War, Veterans Foreign, what is it? Veterans Foreign, Foreign Wars, VFW. Uh, there is a lot of people who are content creators on the YouTube that will, refer you to people, to lawyers or whatever. Um, I did go to a few organizations, and I would tell you this honestly. Even when I went to those organizations, um, let me see. These organizations were it's. I look at it like this. I listen to women when they say they go to a mechanic, and a mechanic will treat them like they're stupid or whatever. Um, um, yeah, but if you go to any representative and you're not slightly aware, start picking up clues. And all the time you get any kind of forms sent to you, and I got some forms hanging around here somewhere. Anytime you get forms sent to you, especially if they're by the VA, make sure that you answer those forms and get them back to them. If you're not sure what's on the form and how to answer it, talk to your representative and ask them. They should explain it to you so you can understand. It makes you feel comfortable and you know that you're getting your paperwork back to the VA on time because you don't want to renege if you have a dating time with them scheduled to do something. Okay, so you're going to have to determine, and I would say, talk to some of your fellow people who you love and trust, and see if they know somebody. The Seattle Black Veterans going to try to get you to think. I want to get you to think, and I want to get you there to handling in your business so you and your family could be taken care of. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, and know this too. If you have any disabilities, here it is. Disabilities that appear within 1 year of discharge, you may be able for a disability benefit if you're having signs of illness, hypertension, high blood pressure, post traumatic stress syndrome, diabetes, arthritis. Um, Talk to your doctors about those immediately. Okay. If you're under a year, talk to them about it immediately. This is the starting of your documentation. Okay. Can't stress that enough. All right. So keep it pushing here. Um, Am I eligible for VA benefits? We talked about that. You are eligible for VA benefits. Look at here. You may be eligible for disability benefits if you have illness at least 10%. Okay. So now I'm not advocating that you should lie or anything like that. I don't. I just say this is what's going on. And this is why I have to bring it to you because there's a lot of people out there who have 100% and won't help tell you or help you to get your percentage rating. And I don't play that. You need help and you need it now. And if you are qualified for it, start documenting because up to a year, like you said, you can apply for that and get that and that 10%. And like I say, even at that 10% or that 0%, if you're an honorable disabled veteran, go to the VA, get your uh and where's my wallet? Never have it when I want it. Get your ID card. It's not just a card that says, you're in the army, it's what your name is. These come in super handy. If you're 10% or even 0% and you have that ID card, you have access to the exchange on base and the commissary. You have access to that. Veterans Day, a lot of people were down for feeding you a free meal. All right. So going to Home Depot, 10% discount for veterans. Okay. So you have the veterans card, boom, you're getting your discount and what you deserve. You serve this country, whether you're ill or not. Okay. So think about that as well once you get there. But the main thing I really want you to focus on is being preparing yourself a year prior to getting out. Prepare yourself. Let me see. Let me see what you say here, my brother. Right. What about those who've been out for more than 10 to 20 years? Can you still get a disability benefit rating? Oh, for sure. Oh, definitely. Heck yeah. Well, let's say this. Um, if you've been out for more than 10 and 20 years, this is what I say for this. Okay, so while you served and you were in, maybe you went to the hospital or the medic and you had a heart problem. All right. Now you got out of the military and you retired 20 years after service. You have a heart problem. Now, let's say you're getting out probably around 40 years old, 45. Well, that heart problem is not going to get better. That heart problem is going to follow you as you get older. And it's going to affect the way that you breathe, move around, because you're not trying to have no stroke for nobody. All right. Now, I know this is a true story because I know two people this happened to. They got out and they were just at 50%, but they kept going to their doctor. They started taking their medications from the doctors. And so when it came down to it, they got a hold of one of the organizations I mentioned to you, and they went to have them represent them. Now they're at their age of retirement. They're at 70 now, and that heart problem is catching up with them, been with them. So that's a long time, but they've been documenting that with their personal doctor. And some, since they had the 50%, were going to the VA doctors. Now, I'm going to speak only for my VA doctors. Seattle VA doctors on point. My dentist people, I don't like dentists. On point, vision. So I'd say go check out one of the doctors. All right. But yeah, this person now is getting 100% disability. They were at 50. They've been out for 20 years, but they were going to the doctor, documenting. So the same for you, even if you did 10 or more years, let me see, who have been out for 10 to 20 years. If you have an injury and you've been documenting that, you should get compensated for that, filing that claim. This gentleman did. I know two people who did that. They got out, and when they got out, they went said, well, having this heart problem. They served all this time in the military. Yeah, doctors start seeing it, start keeping track of that. But now, if you wait for 20 years after you get out, you still probably can't do it. I wouldn't throw it away. I'm always like, hey, it's worth trying than not trying, right? So I strongly suggest that get in there and knock it out. Let's see. Okay, so back to the ETS. All right, ETS. Let me grab this over here real quick. All right. Who's covered? Let me see here. Okay. And you go to the CFR Code of Federal Regulations, chapter 38, and it has a lot of the stuff underneath it. If you're really a person that gets into that CFR stuff, bless your heart, because that's a lot of reading. All right. Do I get benefits? We covered that. Let's see. Well, you need evidence to show both of these are true for your you will you see evidence you will need to show truth to both of your illnesses. That's going to get into more filing claims when you go into your illnesses or disabilities. I'll get into another video about that. Like I say, because you can go into claims and it can be in depth and then we can be here for a long time. What I want to do is just get your mind to thinking before you get out in the military. At least a year, start thinking about what you want to do. Let's see, let's get to the questions here. How can I file a claim for disability compensation before I leave the service? Yes, you can file a claim for disability compensation before you leave the service. You have up to 90 to 180 to 90 days left of your duty. You will need to apply benefits to the BDD program. So be abreast of that. Let me slide this over to the screen here and I can kind of show you guys a little bit what I'm looking at here so I can get you on here. These are all my questions that I want you to think about. Okay, so let's see here. So we're over here, and see, this is why I want to go into filing claims. Do I file a claim? You can get into filing claims, and yes, you can do that, but that's like I said, it's another thing here. And the evidence you will need for both of these illnesses, and they'll go through that. So we got to can you file the claim before you leave service? And yes, you can. Definitely, you can. And see, the thing is, this is the trigger though about that. Okay, so when you're in the military, they don't want you going to a sick call. They call it sick call AWOL, lame, sick, and crazy. When I was in, they would deter you. They want you to be, Green Beret strong, Rambo or something. They don't want you to go file claims, and I don't blame them. So don't go away and start just trying to be what did he call her? Special forces claims person or a medic person. Don't be in the medic every day. Go because you need to be there, not because you're just trying to get. I hear you, but don't get caught up in that fraudulent crap because that will cost you big time. Please believe me. I know some people who got caught up in that, and I couldn't understand why they would do it. But with a love of money, I guess. So everybody has their motives. But anyway, let's keep it pushing here. And let's get your questions answered. Here's some other questions I did run across. Let me see. If you're stationed in the United States, okay, they'll move you. If you are stationed overseas, I think I heard they will ship your car if you are overseas, if you're stationed overseas. Now, if your unit 2 is going to a deployment, and your ETS day is going to show up in the middle of deployment, you will not be deployed. You should be stayed back home to commence your exiting your military or ETS processing, exiting the military. Okay, so be aware of that and how you get around it, but your people won't mess with it, I'm sure. Okay, these are must do before separation from my point. Let me see. Go to the separation class. If they have a separation class, please, if you can, go to it. And the reason why I say is because you're going to get all your information while you're in there. when you get out of the military, you're going to have to start fishing for that information. And that's why I say go to the work resources, which is um, for veterans. And they have classes to teach you how to draw a resume up, interview for a resume, interview with your resume, interviewing in person or interviewing via the computer because the virus that was out. Okay, so they got information for you to do that. If you need to get into housing, they can hook you up with people who's going to help you get into your housing where you need to get. They were also going to talk to you about if you plan on buying a house, what kind of loans that you are going to be eligible for, that helps you assistance with getting that. Please believe me, if you're planning in advance, I guarantee you there's a program for everything that you need out there as a veteran. Okay. So you're going to have to go through that. And that's why I say when you go through that separation, what's really going to hit you hard as heck, what hit me as hard as heck was um, you're in the civilian world now. You can't just pop into the PX. There's no chow hall no more. Even if you live off post, you can always go on the military and and shop. You still can do that. Okay, so don't think that. Go and get your because if you have an ID card, it's going to expire. It's going to be done. Get that veterans card. Still get you on post. Get you a discount. Get you don't have to pay taxes while you're there. So you want to get that taken care of. You want to be ready. Okay, so let's move on. Let me see. Another thing I want you to do is let's see. Yeah, start. I keep telling people I'm on the net and they still keep calling me. I don't get it. I'm live. Stop calling me. Lord. So okay, let's get this here. I hope you guys can still see me. I hope I didn't interrupt anything. Here we go. If you're calling me and you get me in the chat here, I can rap to you. I'm not picking up the phone right now. I'm sorry because I'm using the phone to record. All right, so here we go again. Okay, start your final medical and dental exam. This is important. Hear what I say with this. Medical and dental exam. If you can get that, get it because if your grill is messed up and you're in the military and you need some still work on your grill, once you get an exit and your DD 214 in your hand, you can still take that information and bring it to the VA, and they have to work on getting your teeth right. If you ETS and your teeth are not right and they're messed up, they have to get those right for you. So you can go to the VA, take that information, make sure you're leaving with your personnel records, your medical records, dental records, leaving with all that stuff so you can have that. Look over those. Any injuries, like I said, you have. You want to talk about filing for those on the exit exam. You mentioned those. Yeah, I have this problem right here. I give you an example what I got the neuropathy. Yeah, I got this problem. Don't be dumb like me. Oh, that's temporary stupid. I had a brain cramp then. And that is if they go, well, hey, we see this on your list. You want to look at that too? You say yes. So all those injuries or whatever you have, you say yes. You don't say no. Okay. Because that stuff can come back to haunt you. All right. And you'll be sitting there going, good Lord, I wish I would have did that. I wish I would have. No, don't be like I did. Don't make that mistake. Okay. All right. So dental and medical exam, personnel records, have those in your hands when you leave. 180 days to prayer. They're going to prep for you to get out. It's going to be all the transfer of your records and everything. Okay. So you should be prepping more than 180 days. You should be on top of it more than that. All right. So let's keep it pushing. Schedule a moving for your household. Schedule when you schedule your move. You understand everything's going to be in timing. You're scheduling a move to move your stuff where. If you don't have a place, move it in where temporary storage in the neighborhood you want to get until you find the place. But that's why we want you to start looking a year in advance if you know you're going to get out. If you served under 20 years, served 10 years, you just start looking at that. Okay. Let me see. Like I say, talk to your spouse, participate in military spouse transition programs. That is always good for the wife. If she's already gathered a group of girlfriends or a group of ladies that are around there, she can talk to the ladies of how they can get themselves prepared to what did it take for them to get prepared to move. So it's good to have a good ear a good voice in your ear, should I say. And so I was told to me, my fraternity, I mentioned, always seek wise counseling. So seek wise counseling from people who's going to help you get that transition a little bit better. Okay, active duty separation pre-checklist. I'm grabbing some of this stuff. Begin your course exploring your career. Like I say, guys, if you're in infantry, special forces, and you want to go to your local, county, federal law enforcement, understand it's going to take a minimum of a year for that application process. So, if you are really serious about doing that and getting out and doing that, started, I would say more than a year. Start prepping yourself because you're going to have more than just one agency you're going to be looking at to do this. And while you're on post, like I say, go to your career centers, talk to your people about helping you get that resume if you need help getting it, or assistance with helping you to sharpen up your resume. So once you get to that point that you have that, because honestly, when you get out of here, when you get out the military, and unless you go to the work resource and hook up with the veterans people at the workplace, or unless you're utilizing your GI Bill, and what I want you to think about too, yes, exactly. You can go to school using voc rehab. Exactly. That is 100%. It says, thank you for coming up, brother. That is a good point. You can definitely. And I suggest that even if you've been out for a year or so, the thing about it cool too is that let's say you get a bump increase on your claim and your disability increase, that means it resets you to a whole another year. And it's voc rehab and employment. That's right, because they changed. It used to be vocational or something, but yeah, but it's VNRE. If you get out and you been out for a year or you missed that GI Bill thing and you're able to get your ratings bumped up, your compensation ratings, your benefits, you'll have a year to react to Chapter 31, which is a VNRE. And as this is right. Thank you so much for mentioning it. I appreciate that. But that's right. You can go and get that knocked out and get that done. And what they do with that, I explained into, I think I did a VNRE video. Go check that out, and it'll tell you pretty much what you're going to be looking at when you approach these guys. And I'll just recap real quick. When you go to, well, I went to Seattle federal building, and we were talking about the VNRE because I got my ratings increase. So what they did was, okay, we're going to assign you this person here. They signed me a person that's going to send me through an evaluation, and that is reading and comprehension, mathematics, and then they do one that's like 300 and something bubbles. It is not a test really; it's just to figure out what kind of job that they think they can put you in. They're going to ask for your medical records or release of your medical records so they can find out what kind of disabilities that you are dealing with, so they can make sure they that put you in the proper category. So if you have trouble standing on your feet, you don't want to go and have a security guard job. They don't want to put you in where you're standing on your feet, or a cashier, or if you are in construction or whatever, mostly you're going to be on your feet. If you can't lift heavy weights or stuff, they don't want to put you in a job where you are in construction or where you're working in a warehouse. They're not going to do that. They're going to try to get you in. So be prepared. And that's a little like they want you to kind of be on, well, not kind of, they want you to be on time with getting that paperwork back to them so they can hurry up and get you placed. And there's going to be time limits that you're going to have to deal with going through that. So go through it and get it done. And like I say, if you're still in the military, get it started while you're doing there. Um, yeah. And yeah, I like these good questions. That's for sure. And thank you. It says that's big dollars, big money. That's what I'm gonna call you now. 3 money. So big ass that's big money. Uh, no, pardon me. I'm gonna mess up your name. I apologize. But yeah. So okay, here we go. And yeah, keep them coming, guys. I'll try to get you through this real quick here. And we already talked about logging on to the veterans, the VA.gov. We already talked about that. And like I say, I'll show you again. Like I said, we a lot of the things that I'm showing you here, you are going to have to be due diligence and get yourself up there and start looking at some of these va.gov things that they have in here. And you don't have to be logged on right now to get this particular information that you're seeing on the screen now. You just go ahead and put in va.gov, va priority groups, right? Type that in there and then run across priority groups. You can do the same for dental, the same for vision. You can do it for a lot to find out va.gov here. Now, my thing, and it's just me, I am a, a audio visual person. I mean, I do get to read into mind that. I have a lot of books, but when I get somebody telling me, whoa, okay, this is actually what it is. This is actually what you need to go through. This is actually what you're gonna go through. Okay, uh so yeah, okay, here we go. Let's keep this pushing here. Let's get you back over here. And let's answer some questions. Another one here I had was let's see. Let's see. Begin degree selection. Oh, well, that's what we say. If you're gonna get out of school, out of the military, and you're going into a job, um, let's do two hypotheticals here. You get out of you're in the military. You like the job that you're doing. You want to get out and do it more. Start working with your people who's going to help get you into that job when you get out. Then that make it a smoother transition, and then your work resources can help you get that done, or your career center can help you get that done. Okay, so let's say you start doing that, and you go, "Oh, I like this." When you get the job, you get out and you're into the job, and you're already getting your school set to help get you hired into that job. That's what I mean. It's getting a hold of your career center or your work source people, and you can keep that transition going. So I know one of my best friends, her son-in-law is a medic, or he works in the hospital, I believe, in the military. And so if he was my dude, I'd say, hey, yo, okay, you like that job? You're digging it? You like it? He goes, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, think about this before you get out. What city do you want to move in? What hospital you want to be working? And then get with your work resource and see if they can go ahead and twist that up with with the human resources, and them, and help you get you in there, get your resume straightened out, your transition from military jobs that work out into civilian jobs. Before, when I got out, it wasn't like that. Okay, yeah, and so when you get out and do that, you're looking at furthering your career. You already started when the military. You're stacking on it when you get out of the military, and then you're piling on with your education. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. Some people won't tell you this, but believe it or not, they say they'll pay for up to a bachelor's degree. Depending on what you're doing, they can pay for a master's degree. So look into that. Okay. If you plan on wanting to get your master's or doing what you're doing. Okay. So look into that. All right. 100 disability vets, long term care. I read an article that they may be offering that in the future. Have you heard about that? Let's see. Disability vets, long term care. Yeah, I did hear about that. And actually, there's been a big push for that because there's a lot of veterans out here who definitely need it. Uh, I'm going to be on that route, unfortunately. But yeah, I heard about that, and thank you for bringing it up, my brother. And I definitely will look more into that. I really will, so I can get more refined on that. But yeah, I did hear about that. Thank you so much for bringing that up. But yeah, it's so totally right, totally right, totally right. SSS. Thank you so very much. That's a great question. But yeah, guys, keep them pushing. I have no problem. Active duty separation. Let me see here. We said now this is important too. When you get out of the military, make sure you have an automobile. You need an automobile. You're gonna have to get around. You're gonna have to get to your school, to your job. Make sure you have an automobile. And normally, I would say this: if you're just kind of starting off in the military, um, get you a car while you're in the military. Say if you're in for 3 or 4 years, that's the average that you're going to pay for a car, about 3 or 4 years. So just automatically getting taken out of your account. And that's if you can afford it. I don't know everybody's financial situation, but if it was me and I was single, I got in, I buy a vehicle because I need it when I get out. And this is very true. You're going to need a vehicle when you get out, unless everything is right there. You're gonna have to, like I say, go look for jobs if you haven't found it. You're gonna be going to the veterans place, looking, helping them help you out if you haven't gotten there already. But yeah, make sure you have a vehicle, please, 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 because that is a pain in the neck. I'm telling you. And I will tell you, um, getting around the VA is not easy. I would tell you, I don't understand. So I wish let's see, I don't know if I can do this without getting in trouble. Showing you the Google map. Um, Going from, I mean, I had to go from city to city, and not one thing was done in one city, unfortunately. But thank God I had a car, and I have to show you guys some of that nonsense in another video. I'll set it up right as I start getting ready for this yard stream. Um, but yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here, and I'm glad I got this thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so let's keep this pushing here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, what else I want you to be ready for? We said explore your careers or what else. The Army, yeah. And then, so there's the question I answered this earlier. Does the Army move you when you ETS? Yes, you will get a final move from the Army for your ETS. If you have a car stateside, they will not, from what I understand, they will not move your car if you have a stateside. You're going to have to make that arrangement yourself. If you are overseas, though, and you have a vehicle over there and your belongings, they will ship your stuff along with your vehicle back to the States. All right. So, okay, we know that. Let me see. When can you start ETS? And you start separation. Your ETS day starts separating 180 days prior to you getting out. But um, think about your mindset on UTS. And I sincerely want you to think about this. Like I said, all the other stuff I was telling you, get that. When you get your DD 214, it usually issues its out processing appointment prior to your retirement or separation. So you'll get the DD 214. And like I said in the beginning, file that thing away, take a picture of it, put it in your external hard drive. And just a matter of fact, just do this. Just get you a VA folder. Get your VA folder set up. Active duty, ETS goals or ETS things that you're going to do, paperwork, all your paperwork from the time you get out of the military, 180 days or whatever. Keep copies of your paperwork. Don't let that go. I have veterans now who are saying, man, Dave, I can't find my documents and it's messing me up. I can't get this. I say, yeah, I understand, brother. I say, I understand. Um, but it's nothing I can do. I just tell them, keep track of your documents, man. And again, like I say, don't wait until I'm 58. Okay. And 58, I found out my injuries really start hitting me probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And so it's in my 50s, bam, boom. So this is why I say, don't play with your stuff there, man. When you get older, and those are your golden years when you get older. You're supposed to have grandkids, supposed to be kicking and playing with your grandkids, having enjoying your family. You're not supposed to be dealing with injuries. Unfortunately, we do. All right. So if we gotta put it, we gotta if we're gonna run into them, let's prepare ourselves. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens if ETS. Okay, I already said this. What happens if you have ETS in the middle of your deployment? If you're ETS and doing a deployment prior to a deployment period, you are not sent out to an deployment. It's a waste. And they ain't gonna be spending on extra car care for you to get back home. How long is my TRICARE when I ETS? 1836 months. You have 90 days from the date that you separate to make changes. If you are on the CHCP, if you're on the TRICARE programs, okay, military will cover you for a certain amount of time. You can apply to get more health benefits. Okay, so I would say look into it. Breadcrumbs, dropping them on the ground for you. So get into that. It was another one I wanted to talk to you about too. Is good Lord, I can't think of it really quick offhand. I'm so sorry, but I was thinking about the medical. But this thing happens too if you get disabilities, you're covered and your family can start getting coverage as well. Okay, so look at the percentage of those two because this is true. When you get out, if you have, look at this. Okay, let's say you get out single. All right, I still want you to take care of yourself. What happens? You get married, right? Oh, well, Talk Productions, welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh man, thank you so much. I remember seeing you over there. Where were we? Where were we? Where were we? Oh, over there on Legends page. Right on. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for dropping in. But yeah. So we talked about, okay, where did I get? Oh, but if you're single, you get out, right? And say, you're living, vicariously doing whatever you're doing. You're still young. Still, you have to take care of yourself. Mark these injuries, take care of them, because what happens all of a sudden you get married 5 or 6 years after you get out. Now you, boom, you turn around. Now you got a family. You got 3 or 4 kids, or just two, maybe one. But now you want to get out there and start doing the stuff with your kid, being involved in their activities, but your disabilities are now starting to affect you. The ones you forgot about when you were in and when you got out, they're starting to affect you. And now it's starting to affect um, how you're living and how you're working with your family. When I'm in pain, I'm like, I got to go somewhere and chill out. I can't be putting up with this, because when you're in pain, you start getting a lot of agitated ear easily. And then you start conducting yourself in a way that you probably don't like. And now pissing off everybody, and you're better than that. We all know. So that's why I say take care of yourself and be on time with taking care of yourself. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys that come up. When I say I love you, I really do appreciate you, because it's support and it gives me energy to do this. The reason why I don't have a lot of videos up, and let me take this commercial break, is because if I don't feel the content, I'm not going to bring it up. One, and then two, I really don't care about being on camera a lot. Seriously. Um, um, and the other is the reason, well, the reason why I'm here, and I say this all the time, I'm at 100%. So what? Only thing at my 100% that I can help with my people here and my content is helping you get to 100%, or helping you get to your maximum beneficial level that you deserves, or that you deserve to have. Forget it. And I'm here because I've had a lot of people who were 100% veterans, 90% when I was only in my 30s. And they would just brag to me about how they got there and how much the benefits they're getting. And I'm like, they're not helping me by bragging. And I'm not here to brag. I'm here to show you, boom, this is what I've been going through. Look at my sub count. If I was here just to be jockey, I would have more than 200 subs. If I bet that, I don't know. It would be nice, but on the way I'm going to get there is I'm giving you some content that will help you. That's the bottom line. And I don't this show here, I have to bring this because across, because I'm part of some other I deal with a lot of people on the YouTube, and I love all my people. I don't care. We may not all just agree, but that's what we are. That just makes us individuals. We're allowed to disagree. I don't bring no smoke to my YouTube channel at all, because my only issue is dealing with helping us veterans in active duty, all military personnel, to achieve their desired goal as getting their benefits level, getting their livelihood taken care of. Okay. When you serve, you should get out and be able to live without struggling. So that's my mission. And is to give you quality, hopefully some quality information that will help you. I'm hoping it helps you. And so just keep asking the questions. Here we go. Okay, so that's why I'm here, and that's why I'll keep continuously giving you these things. I'm pretty sure if I ever decide if I'll do a Patreon page, it's going to be way up the road. Because for me, the information I'm giving you is, what? You know, I know you should be charging for it. No, 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 no. Do better. If I ever get back from any one of you that anything I said was able to help you or help somebody else, that is my just reward. And I appreciate that. And I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you being here. Okay, so here we go. Is hardship discharge honorable? All right. Applying for a hardship discharge or dependency separation as a result of the discharge or transfer. I would say this. Um, you know what? I think I got a copy of my DD 214, because what I want you to look at on your DD 214 it's going to tell you. Let me see if I can get this page up here. I got to see if I can find my DD214. And I just got to hopefully just kind of be discreet about my information on here, because I don't want you focusing on just my information. What I want you to focus on, it is a code at the bottom of your DD214. Where did I put that gosh darn thing? It's a code. If anybody else can remember what that code system is over there, give me a heads up on that. It's a code, and it will tell you next to your discharge what kind of discharge you have. Okay. So let me see if I can find that page. I know one of my guys in here will find that in here real quick. But that code, let me see here. Get up here. All right. As you can tell, I'm still getting used to this here, but I'm trying to make sure. Remember before, I wouldn't even give you no papers or nothing. Because I was just like, editing is a bum. But okay, let me see here. What we want to do is find. Come on, where is this page? Here we go. Here we go. On the DD214, I'm gonna see if I can make this large so I can keep you guys out of my personals that much. I already got you all in my lovely business, but you're my family. I appreciate you, and we're gonna get this rocking party. This party rocking here. Oh, here we go. ID card info. Here we go. DD214. Let me see if I can open this up here. Okay, I'm not gonna show you. Okay. If you look at your DD214, if you have it, go down to, I don't know if it's the same now, but look at number 26. It's a corporation code, I think it is. And it's going to tell you that code. And you go look up on DD214 corporation codes, and it should give you a whole list of telling you what these codes mean. And some of these, even if you have an honorable, these codes can mean something, that's totally kind of whack, you know. Um, um, thank you, Wealth Talk, for you, man. Wealth Talk's in the house. Yeah, Peter Investors is in. Jamie Tony's my man. Thank you, Luscious. And Wealth Talk. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. But look that up on your DD214. I don't know if yours is the same. Mine was printed way back in, I mean, before Christ, I guess. But look for that partition code and look at it. Whatever you see that's by your honorable discharge, look at and see what that code says. That's going to say a lot, because that's honestly what a lot of people look at too when they're looking at your honorable discharge. That's going to say a lot as well. But yeah, for hardship, and it takes depends on a lot of that, but you should have an honorable discharge for even a hardship code, or it will have the code by it. So make sure you look that up. Okay. Let me see here, dude. I actually made it to the bottom of my sheet. Good Lord. Okay. So, okay, we did a little bit decent. Don't you think we made a little bit of headway here? Um, any questions, you guys, please hit me up, and we're going to get into it more. My next one's going to be, and kind of I take these as it's sprung across me. And the only reason I got into ETS was because as I was sitting down getting my vision care, um, it was talking about one of the ladies there. She was talking to me about a soldier who ETS, but he did ETS dishonorable discharge, and he was trying to figure out what he can do. I would say this to that, okay. And I knew cats who got a dishonorable discharge. Matter of fact, when I was in the military, first sergeant, he walked up to the front of the whole platoon, the whole, not the platoon, but the whole company. He says, "All right, look, if you want to get out of the military right now, I want you to line up at my door." And these cats are only served like been in for like 6 months or something, and they lined up at his door, and he ended up getting them out. So no, just because you get a dishonorable discharge, it does deter you from getting a lot of help from the VA. But if you're a strong person anyway, I want this, discard the military. But it took a strong person to go in and find out, see what's up, make that determination, and maybe that's not what they want. If you're on a dishonorable discharge, stay strong at what you do. I'd still go to the the Veterans Employment Center, we call it work source up here, and I'd still see what they can do for you. Don't count yourself out. And this one thing, guys and girls, uh, don't let somebody with a funky attitude deter you from doing what you are know in your spirit and your heart what is right and what you rightfully deserve, and that's treatment for whatever you've been injured with mentally or physically. Okay. And don't let people talk you out of that. And stop hanging around with people who's not going to give you information to help you. Don't hang around with people that just want to brag about what they have and what you don't have. That's BS. We're here to help our fellow people here. Yes, we all achieve things at a different rate and at a different level, but we are all special in our own unique ways. And this is when you go and file for a claim and you feel it's deep in your heart. First, like I say, get your proper paperwork, prepare yourself. Don't go off into civilian world and think it's going to be the same. You're going to wake up, Dorothy, and find out this is not Kansas anymore. Okay. So, you know, do do your diligence at getting your looking out for you in the future and making sure that your family is taken care of. Even if you don't have one when you get out, you will have one. And that's taking care of yourself because your family needs you. All right. Um, and just know deep in your heart, you're special. And don't let nobody take that from you. And if you get discouraged, you come over my page. We'll do a hip hop hooray rally. We're going to do a motivation and keep everybody going. Because sometimes you are feeling down and out because of all of this. But hey, I'm going to tell you, I've been there and worse, believe me. Uh, uh, from doing it all to going homeless to getting back to my feet and back to where I am now and thinking about moving more forward. So I want you to do the same thing. I wish you nothing but the best of blessings. I wish you nothing but mental and spiritual and physical peace. May your body stay always strong. May you always be at the top of your game. And if not, we're here to get you. I got your six, kiddos. Hey, I want to thank again for all my beautiful people who came up. All three of you, I love you. Or four of you, maybe I got the five or seven. I appreciate you. Oh, I got eight, four watchers now, and I had eight people come up. I love you guys, and I really do mean that. And what I want you to do, I'm at the Seattle Black Vet at the Gmail. If you want, hit me with some questions, or just hit me on here and let's chop it up. And what I would want, and this is what I want for the future, guys. Um, I want to make this like our chat hub is to where if you have questions or you have more insight on the disabilities program or what you're going through, whether you're active duty or whatever, but keep your stuff on the low. We don't want nobody trying to come and give you no hard time. Not on my channel anyway. We will eradicate that. But we want you to come up, and I think that each and one of you have a story to tell. And I think it's a beautiful story. So uh come up, get your questions, give some insights that you've seen that nobody else has seen. I'm going to get Luscious Journey on here. I'm going to get a hold of her, and uh, we're going to do a hopefully collab and talk about real estate. She's a beautiful lady. She does a lot of gardening, and she loves it. You can tell her spirit is so beautiful because she's always smiling, and she's got her hands full. But bless her beautiful heart, and I think I appreciate each and every one of you have came over from her channel. I really appreciate you. So I'm going to always give my people some shouts out. This is a different type of veterans channel. I want you up on here, and we're going to be chopping it up, and we're going to be schooling the people who are less knowledgeable, and that includes myself. Okay. So like I say, you're not by yourself out there. You run into vets, they have questions. Let's get on here and chop them up, and let's get to that. And like I say, I want each and every one of you to do good. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. I am going to get out of here, and thank you for the last four who are still watching. I love you very much, and I wish you nothing but the best of blessings. God bless, and we'll see you on the other side of the fence, the Seattle Black Veteran. We will talk to you probably another 24, 48 hours. Have a wonderful and a beautiful evening. I wish everybody nothing but the best. Take care.